what is not right about the church is mostly the way they collect money from people, from their congregation, honestly. I would say is too much or getting out of hand most of the time, because the church is supposed to give back to its congregation and not the congregation giving out all it has to the church. Fine, it's good to give to the church, it's good to give your widow's mite, but it's also the duty of the church to give back to the congregation. Why? Because not every one of them are buoyant enough, and you're supposed to run a free school, free hospital, free care services for the church members. I don't think it's really happening now in our time, because those days then you see free church services, free hospital services, free school, owned by missionaries, owned by churches. But now you have to pay through your nose to even go to a church school, which is not supposed to be so.
Well, the church has a lot to do with Christ, and I must tell you that since we have people who are in charge of the administration of the church, I would say that human beings are not perfect. So if you're looking for Mr. Perfect in church, you're really making a big mistake. But this is what I'm going to advise you. I'm going to advise you that you should hold on to your faith, because salvation is personal.
The thing is, there's politics in the church. But for me, I don't look at the politics in the church. What I look at is my connection with God. Do you understand? So when I go to church, I ignore every other thing and I make sure I connect myself to God directly.
Okay, from my perspective, I believe if churches are big enough and they have secondary schools, universities and the rest, the members, the founding members of that church, they should be able to afford the school fees of that school. You know that churches will have schools that founding members will not be able to afford. Do you understand? If possible, those founding members will even have scholarship for their children, since they have been part of the church from the beginning. I'm not talking about those that just come, you understand, they want to come and reap where they did not sow. No, those that have been in that church from the beginning, their children should be entitled to scholarship in the schools that all those churches have established. You understand? That's the only thing I see that is that's not really going well.